a good podcast. Shout out to them. Did you see that they got a deal with BET Plus, or KevonStage did?
No, I did not see that. That's amazing.
Oh no, they bought two of his shows. So I think they had already purchased Churchy, but they bought his
Okay.
house, which I subscribe to his like app. That his hospital show, I'm not gonna, it's kind of like The Office. It's an improv show. It's good. It's super funny. And
I didn't
BET,
know.
yeah, BET bought his show. I love that for them.
I just know the podcast.
No, no, they got, he has a whole podcast. Like Netflix, he has a streaming app.
No, I did not know that.
It's like $5 a month, and maybe a little bit. It's like $6, something
Wow.
like that. And he got like real life shows. But I'm telling you, Hospital. I think it's literally called Hospital. And the other one, which is Churchy, is like a show. It's a sitcom, whatever. And BET bought both of them from him, so he's doing. Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
that's
cool. I'm
really
so
dope.
proud of him. I know, I know. I just know
That's really
that's where you got that clap from. That's why I was. Yeah.
oh, that's crazy. Okay, speaking of, because my mind just went to him being in LA, and I was like, oh, of course that makes sense. He has TV. So I went to Women Evolve, and Women Evolve.
Woman evolve.
Okay,
Please tell us. Please tell
uh,
us.
I will tell you all the things. I have notes, and my phone is pulled up.
Oh
Um,
yes, there we go.
but on the third day, they did a wrap up video, and they was like, well, let's recap our weekend. And they had Pastor Torre was the last big preacher. I mean, big. He was the closing session, and he was a part of the wrap up video. Me and Asa was like, I was like, but it makes sense. Like they're based in LA, and half the people on the show, I mean, on the crew, probably are like film producers, right? And I'm just
Oh, that
like,
makes
this
sense.
is
Yeah.
excellence, like as unto the Lord. Okay, okay, that okay. Let's start with the fits. Jay Bolin, Jay Bolin. Like, you know what? I was like, is this a good use of the church's money? But also, I know Sarah got other jobs. Okay, but
She's a
when I
paid
say
girl. She's a paid girl. And
she's a fake
she's
girl,
an inheritance girl. Let's be clear. That
true, 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 true.
she's an heir. She is
Yeah,
an heir of the Jakes.
and the Jakes were in there. I was like, wow, I'm in the same room as the Jakes and celebrities and all the things. And but
Mhm.
but also like I was like, no, this is God. Like this is black. It's also black church. Like the fashion
Mhm.
is black church.
It
And I
is.
mean, she had this like Sarah,
She
Sarah.
looks she looks
She
stunning.
is
Yeah.
she's a woman of God. Like
Showstopper. Showstopper.
you,
Showstopper.
yes. Like
Mhm.
I love when she get into it and she's like fighting with the devil. Like when she like really like I'm like that girl there. Like so I have there's this blue outfit she had on. There's this her last outfit she had was like this pinstripe, this tailored pleated pants look. And then she had this like pants cover thing. And I'm like, it's just good. It was just
She's a
good. Like
showstopper.
it
She's
was
so pretty. She just, yeah, she comes
yeah.
together well. She comes together well. Yeah.
Yes. And I text Raven, I was like, she is a black girl. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Afrocentric black girl. Like
Mm-hmm.
and her heart is so like to women, to God, like the way she like you can tell she cares for like the little things. She cares about the little things. One of the things is I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
the fits. Like I actually just cut that part out. Um yeah. I'm trying to be very careful with this because I also don't want to like reveal like a whole lot that the Lord revealed to me in that moment. But a lot of people who knew I was going knew I was nervous about going. Cause listeners, y'all know I ain't been to church since probably COVID. And that was 5 years ago. I thought it was only like 2 or 3, but it was that was 5 years ago. But I mean to the little things, I feel like the Lord was just like, girl, you was meant to be here. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not gonna know no gospel songs. Every
Mm-hmm.
worship song we sang on the that they sang on the like the big worship night was every song I love to worship to,
Right.
literally.
Right.
Like um the you are holy song. Are you Lord God? That is my jam. And I was like,
Can I just say really quick, really
yeah.
quick, really quick? The only thing I will say to that is when you texted me and when you said it, I actually knew. I knew that like the Lord would speak to you, and like your spirit of discernment and all the giftings that are just innate in you that I've known about since I've known you. I knew, so that's why I literally was like, you see, I didn't say anything good, bad, or really anything. I just was like, I can't wait to hear. And the reason I said that is because the thing is, when you're called, like for real, when you're called, callings aren't contingent on the seasons. How we respond to the callings be contingent on the seasons. But truly, seriously, like you didn't mishear God. Maybe you couldn't have anticipated how it would manifest or what it would look
Okay.
like, but you didn't
Uh-huh.
mishear God. So anyway, saying that to say, when you get into a room that is specifically designed for women of God who are called in some capacity or whatever, whether it be to ministry or just to God Himself, that room is designed for that. So I'm sure they've prayed,
Yeah.
I'm sure they've labored, I'm sure they've
Yeah.
paid the money necessary to bring the necessary people in to speak to women who are called. And so I knew that it would prick your heart. So that's why I was literally like, oh, I can't wait to see what manifests from this. So please continue.
Yeah, it was literally so amazing. Like one Bishop Carolyn, I forgot her last name. She came on and sh one thing I took from her message was she was saying that the Lord created you from the breath of life and the dust of the earth.
Mm,
And she was the whole point of her message was that the earth remembers. And
yeah.
I was just like, she was like, you was made from the dust of the earth. And I took from that, the earth, remember, you going to constantly get pushed to your calling because you are a part of the earth and the earth is going to
Always.
continue to rotate you
Always.
straight to where you're supposed to be at. And I'm like, the whole time I'm scared that I'm going to be like, I'm like, okay. So I tried to explain this to Desmond was that like, the longest I've been out of church for a little while and I have been feeling like I've been led by God, but also like not really confirmed that I'm actually hearing God because I'm also scared to
Mhm.
enter into the holies of holies. And when I say the holies of holies, I really mean that moment of worship where it's like I feel the presence of God. I feel the Holy Spirit and I feel all the confirmation, right? And I haven't been in that particular physical space in a very long time. So I'm like, I feel like God is moving these last 5 years. I feel like God is moving. God is telling me, God is showing me all this stuff. But I was scared to get into the holies of holies to confirm it. I feel like I was getting some confirmation in places, but like also scared, right? In
Mhm.
my humanness. So I'm in the space and I'm like worshiping and I'm like, oh, you was leading, guiding, and directing. Okay, Jesus, I hear you. I see you. I feel you. I feel you. And like feeling myself in the holies of holies and like, or at least maybe not the holies of holies, whatever the next realm behind this one is. Like, because I don't know if we can go in that space. But anywho, like, I was just like, oh my gosh, like my spirit felt confirmed. My spirit felt like I felt when I was called to preach. And I was just like, praise the Lord. Like,
Mhm.
such a beautiful experience.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
I came home and just cried in Desmond's arms. He
Mhm.
was like, "What happened?" I was like, "I feel like I'm about to like, y'all know, I feel like I'm about to go," and I'm just like, "I'm
Mhm.
scared. I'm not scared. No, I'm scared. No, I'm gonna be honest. I'm scared. Like this is literally me talking to him,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm scared. Like
yeah,
I don't know what's about to happen."
yeah.
Because I know what it calls for, and it calls for me to be my full self. Like just the even the when I was talking to when we had the conversation with Chelsea and I was given the revelation of like the Lord calling you to be confirmed. I'm
Mhm.
just like, oh my God, okay, Lord. Like, okay, Jesus. Um, but yeah, so it was very personal, very um just very beautiful. Um, yeah. Any thoughts before I go through my notes? 'Cause I'm about to
No, yeah, I'm excited for those notes, so I'll be brief. I think um speaking to your I'm scared part, but like the trepidation you had even with saying that, it's because like so much of the human experience is courage, going in spite of, discipline, fueling FUEL yourself, fueling yourself. But like when you tap into the elements of what you were predestined for, like you said,
right,
like the earth breathed your destiny, the earth,
right,
like you are in concert with the earth. When you tap into that space, that isn't dependent on you. That isn't dependent on any skill set you have especially outside of the one that was gifted to you by the heavenlies in the first place. And so,
Right.
anyway, saying that to say, no, it would actually be problematic if you weren't scared, right? It would actually be
Right.
problematic if your
Right. Right. Right.
didn't feel discomfort or uncertainty or all of that, because then it would still be something that you're fueling. And so, and I think last thing, truly, even language like this sometimes feels like Christianese or obsolete because it's oftentimes tethered with that old understanding of Christianity that we have. But like with all of the nuance that you've gathered, with all of the education, with all of the things that you've gathered and the Lord has been gracious to give to you, like this language still applies to you too, daughter. Like, I know it's not in the way that we thought that it would be, like, oh, you have to be in all the, you have to look like, you have to do all the, but you're still a daughter and you still have assignment and it still has to go forth, even if what it looks like doesn't look like what you originally thought it was going to look like. And so, yeah, it would be bad if you weren't scared, actually. I'm glad that you're scared. I love
Yeah.
that. That's all I got.
I remember my one of my preachers saying that, like, so yeah. And dang, okay, that's what I was, that was also the fear, was that
Mhm.
when I was in the spirit, I felt like, oh, this makes so much sense. Everything that I went through, come out the spirit, I'm like, they not gonna accept me. They not finna like, even, like thinking about, like, I think we were talking about like the academic portion, and it's like
Uh-huh.
that don't go with the Holy Spirit. Like that don't go with church. Like, and I'm like, get back in the spirit. Yes, to do.
It do, it do, it do, it do, it do.
But what I will say was, I was so, when I say the little things, I mean the little things, Lord.
Hmm.
I was so pleasantly surprised to hear stuff about like economic justice, boundaries, of course, mental health, because Dr. Anita Phillips, forgiveness,
Come
grief,
on.
and
Yeah.
then what was it? What was it? Environmental justice. Did I say that?
No, you said
Girl,
economic, so I'm glad to hear it. Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
So
Wow.
environmental justice was mentioned twice, I think. Uh
Wow.
Not Dr. Christine Kane mentioned something about I mean environmental justice. And
Mhm.
then Sarah said, stop using ChatGPT so we can save our earth or something like that. And I said, she know. I'm not gonna speak, but I'm gonna speak. I think she undercover. Like, there was some things that were said in that conference, and I was just like,
Undercover. Say more, Morgan. We don't know. Say what you mean.
saying as if she has read some books,
Yeah.
probably written by some black women
Oh, I'm
who
sure.
have studied in a particular lane,
I'm
probably in
sure.
the MDiv.
That don't shock me.
And
Yeah.
the way you can hear her talk about women, and I'm like, it makes sense. Like, this woman evolved. Like,
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
that. Empowers women. Like, and you
That
can
makes
tell
sense. That makes sense.
she, like, you could tell her heart. And of course, she was a teenage mother,
Right.
church kid, church PD Jake's daughter. Like, you can
Yes.
tell
Yes.
her heart is like, no, we're not treating people like that.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
we're not doing that. And like, you can tell her heart is just so like to women. And dang, I don't even know where I was going with that. But
That's a good one.
um yeah, like, I was saying that she's undercover.
Oh
There's
yeah,
some
yeah,
things
yeah.
she was saying that I was just like, oh, I hear some strands of some stuff. Like, some strands of some stuff that is just like, oh, that's a little academic-y. That's a little
But honestly,
academic.
but honestly, can you? Well, you can.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yes. You ain't got to finish the question. Yes.
you wait. But the fact that we both corrected ourselves, you can't. You can't. You without question can. So yes, you. That's hilarious. I mean, okay. Well, let me give a little bit more. You meet TD Jakes' daughter, and you know what I mean? Because he was like, although he like, it's a lot of ways that he was still rudimentary in for his time, but for his time he was also revolutionary in that,
Right.
like, and I talked about that in my black church video that we did, or black women in the church video.
Mhm.
Like, this man was talking about grape and
Mhm.
molestation and family trauma and all of the trauma in general, back when trauma wasn't even, I don't even think it was a word in the
Yeah.
dictionary, let alone in the black church. And so what I'm saying is like, and even like using like big words, and I say that in air quotes because obviously, there was no such thing, but I just mean like at a time where that wasn't the priority for the black church.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is, coming from that sort of a lineage and legacy, at a very minimum, I can see her enjoyment of things that are beyond where the
Yeah.
church is, and also just in passion even for the academics, the intellectual, or even if you don't necessarily like hold that, a love for the people who do, and then a
Right.
pursuit of the people who do the studying and all of that.
Yeah.
And then furthermore, like surrounding herself with them people. I can see that. So I love
Yeah.
to, no, I'm not kidding. Last thing I'll say, I'm glad to hear you say that because that's all I be wanting. I just
Yeah.
want y'all to be a little bit more astute, church girl.
Right.
Then we can talk. I'll come and
Yeah.
do all the can with y'all if y'all can just come on my side too.
Right. And I think like, okay, if her story is anything similar to a few people who may have had to go outside the church to find, oh, outside the Bible to find the love and compassion and all the things, and it's like, okay, this not making sense. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
She might have had to read a book that was irregular, quote
yeah,
unquote, or academic, quote
yeah,
unquote.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so, but I was hearing some strands, and I was just like, okay, I hear you, Sarah. I hear you, Sarah.
I'm with it. I'm with it. No, that's a good. I'm glad that's your first note because that's a good note. Seriously, if that
Yeah.
is the case, wait. Oh, wait. Last thing I'll say. I mentioned that in the video too about how T.D. Jakes, the man who did "Woman Thou Art Loosed," one
Yeah.
one of the biggest women's conferences in all of history, that again revolutionized how we talk about mental health, trauma, all the
Mhm.
things. He passed on the mantle of his entire church and his entire ministry and the things that he holds dear to his daughter. If that isn't transformational, one, but two, indicative of the era and season that we are in as the black
Yeah.
church,
Yeah.
then I don't know what is. And
Yeah.
so at a very minimum, I'm just so grateful that one Time Magazine, I think this was years ago, of course, but Time Magazine labeled TD Jakes as like the bishop of the country, or it was something to that effect, like something major. Time
Mhm.
Magazine, like
Yeah.
they could have named any white person, but they named TD Jakes, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, saying that, just, and I only say just for context in case people aren't hip. I'm sure if you listen to this podcast you're hip, but because white people are typically the people that people deem as like
Mhm.
the voice, even though black people are the most influential ever. But anyway, but still they named TD Jakes. So anyway, saying that to say, if he said and now the next season belongs to a woman,
Yeah.
not that he's God, but he's TD Jakes. Let's be clear. Now, I don't care what y'all think about him, what he's done or whatever. He's TD Jakes. And he said, yeah, and still the next season belongs to a woman. That's meaningful. So shout out to my girl. Period. That's all I got.
I I think that also speaks to a breaking down of the patriarchy. Okay. No,
Say
but
it.
when I was watching the like just I didn't see anything that was like extremely different than like when we was praying and whatnot, than like uh TD Jakes like praying over his family, praying with the audience or whatever. I didn't see nothing like that much different, but I was just thinking about like you're a girl dad. You know what I'm saying? You have to, if you're a good girl dad, you have to care about the things that harm your daughters, and you
Yeah.
have to think about the way your daughters move through this world. So yes, there was something that happened for him to care about women enough for women art thou loose, and then to care about women enough, or even be able to hear a woman,
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
be able to hear that, because he could have stifled Sarah's gift. That, you know what I'm saying? He could have been like, this belongs to
Oh,
a woman.
Morgan, that's good.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But because
Yeah.
like that, women don't have the ability to have the voice. So it's like, yes.
Uh-huh.
So for him to be able to pass that on is also a dismantling of a system that has historically been male.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
And you,
that's what I.
oh, go
Go
ahead. No,
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 go
no.
ahead.
Oh, but just really quick, really quick. I was just gonna say, his background is Baptist, so that's all I was gonna say. He switched,
Yeah.
he pivoted, but his background is Baptist, and so
Mm,
I can only imagine Baptist back in his day. So I could
yeah.
only imagine what he's seen,
Yeah.
that probably. And you're right, but he does talk a lot too, really quick, about how influential his daughter's teenage pregnancy was for him and his whole family,
Mhm.
and that
Yeah.
if you love your kids,
Yeah.
that forces you to see things in a whole new light. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's all. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say like I I was Googling everybody's bio. A, to see their stance on LGBTQ issues, and then B, to see what their education was. And I was like,
We
you
are
gotta
who we
stop.
are. We are who we are.
Stop. Like, but I was wrestling with like, how is this a how are these people on this stage talking to these people and they may not have the education? It's like, girl, are you up there talking to these people? Because I don't see you up there. But I was also like, but I was saying that to say like, I also not discounting the call of God either, because I was called before I went to school. So I appreciate if these people are studying people who have gone to school, and
Right.
I
That's a
appreciate
good
those
thought.
people. I appreciate that,
That's a good
because
thought.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, everybody. And I also was thinking like, it is a little anti-black to think that every person that's called is going to go to school, especially in the black church, because that's the black church is just it. I don't know. I just don't feel like it was. Every preacher don't go to church, and I mean not church. Every preacher don't go to school.
School,
I don't
yeah.
know if I'm making sense on that one, but
Girl, you make so much sense. And it's funny because I wish I had something profound to respond to, but if I'm being honest, you just made me grapple with that in real time because I obviously struggle with that same thing. Like the whole,
mhm.
what you know, what you say,
Right.
what you read. Let me see who affirms this stuff that you're spewing. But
Yes.
so that is difficult, but I will say, I love when people push up against it and be like, yeah, but that's anti-black because we do have to leave space for that. Because, like, these traditional halls of education were just not were not like one, they were not accessible to us historically, and even though they are accessible to us now, there are a whole bunch of factors that make that not true necessarily. And then two, um since that isn't necessarily in our tradition as far as how we build up preachers, it is hard to
Mhm.
say that if a preacher didn't come through that lineage or that frame of mind that, oh, I have to be educated, but rather just came up through the frame of mind of like, no, I get skilled and I read and I do all these things.
Yeah.
Who are we to discount that, considering the history that would have made him think or them think that that's appropriate? So yeah, that's why I wanted to give the make it make sense, because that's why it's anti-black, because I know a lot of people will hear that and be like, well, they got access to it now. Yeah, but you have to think lineage, history, tradition, all of the things. So that's a hard thing to grapple with. I don't have nothing on that just yet because I'm fleshing that out in real time, literally
Yeah.
in this moment right now. I don't know. That's good
Yeah. And
though. That's good.
yeah, and then I was also like, everybody who is in the church is not going to church to the school. That's the
Yeah,
literal point of
literally,
educators. So I'm
literally.
like, and I also appreciate Sarah was I forgot who the girl I'm talking about Sarah like I know her. I don't know this girl I don't know this
We
girl.
know her. We know her.
It's a
We know.
pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts. But she called somebody to ask them to do a Bible study. And the girl like broke down how you read the Bible, and she was like contextualized and all the stuff. And I was like, I appreciate that. Like I really
Mhm.
do, because we she was like, how many of us have just pulled out a Bible and let it fall? Like you can read your Bible that way. You like trying to get the Bible. And she's like, the Bible's not an eight ball. And I'm like, I appreciate her teaching how to read the Bible, right? And she probably learned that from somebody else. Like, so I'm like, Mary, you can't keep thinking everybody in these positions are going to go to school, like, or have the means or the access or whatever to do it. So yeah.
Yep.
Um,
And in that, just
Go
last
ahead.
thing I'll say there, and in that, and I just said just for the space, just so we can never be misquoted or misunderstood. And in that, we can still have a vigorous love for education and academia, and forget love and see the necessity of it. Like at some point, when you know better, you do better. I do think
Mhm.
it's just good to go to school, period. And I think we both share in that, and that's okay to say that. Like, I think it's just a good thing to do. So and I guess what I'm saying is two things can exist at the same time. That's all.
And I will say everybody went to school. They just might not have
Right.
gotten a master's at the end. There
Right.
was actually one person she was a seminary teacher. So at least going to school gives you the tools
Right.
to research, to learn, to all the stuff. So um
Yeah.
yeah, I'll say that's all I'll
Yeah.
say
No,
about
that's
that.
good. That's good.
Um
Hmm.
and I didn't okay, this next one, and then we can go into the nuance. And okay, maybe two more things. Talking about the little things. Dr. Anita was like talking and she was like, we need some power women in here, some power lifters. And I was like, Jesus, stop playing with me. Like, okay. I mean, this is on the last day of the last session. So I'm just like, okay, Lord, I hear you. I hear
Speak to
you.
my heart, Holy Spirit.
I was like, how many power lifters in here?
Here go the girls next to you.
um, I don't even know what that is. I thought she was talking about powerlifting in the spirit. I don't even know. Granted, she was, but like, also,
Morgan just left the gym doing 500-pound squats.
oh
Signing
my
up for the
goodness.
competition as she talking. I love that.
I mean, let me
Okay.
set this gym up. Okay, so this is another thing I feel like. This is another way I feel like these women have been doing their homework. Um, Christine Kane preached and she was talking about Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot's wife and all the things. And I was just like, the humanization of that she gave to this woman. She was like, she was like literally turned back and she got stuck where she was and we looking forward and all the things. But she was like, we don't know why she looked back. Maybe she just remodeled her kitchen. I said, you know what? I feel that.
I like that.
Because if the Lord provided for me to remodel my kitchen and I don't get to enjoy it, I might look back to. Like, I said, so thank you for the humanization. Like,
Right.
but it just spoke to me again about the heart of like, we're not finna keep pushing black women down, period. Like, we're not finna keep doing that. Like, we've had our moment of oppression. We're not doing that no more. So, are you ready to move into? Oh, go ahead, Kat.
Just only thing on that. And let us do that in every passage of the Bible, particularly the ones
Right.
that mention women. And
Right.
and for real, actually, from my lips to God's ears, from our lips to God's ears in this moment. And may we do that for every passage of scripture henceforth. These are all humans just like you who so happen to have had their lives documented. And so may we all humanize every story henceforth and not just use them for our momentary fodder in our churches to get us either hype or to pursue hype on condemnation too.
So here on the What's on the Agenda podcast, I guess that was our what were you navigating? What are you navigating, Raven? I was navigating Woman Evolve. What are you navigating?
Man, you know what's crazy? No, because we haven't done it in a couple weeks, and like each week I'm like, "Oh, that would be a good one. That would be a good one." Um, 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 um. Oh God, people watch this. You know what? Last thing for real, people really watch our podcast because I'm like, "Oh, I want to say that," but people I care about watch because the things that I'm navigating, like,
Yeah.
oh, I got it. It's quick too. Seriously, it really is. Don't ask, well, not that I asked for it, but don't take pride in and feel good about being the one. Put that to wherever you feel it is, or apply that wherever you feel it needs to be in your family, in your context, wherever. Don't marvel in it and not also be willing to take the consequences and the implications of it too. I think that's what I'm navigating. Like, I kid you not, and maybe we've wrestled through this already, but I've been in a place of like, I just really, I say it all the time on here. And I say this too. Like, I don't say nothing that I'm not actively working through. Like, you don't get to be all of the things. Oh, you travel, you do these, all cool. You're so, but then you're angry with the weight of responsibility that comes with. I'm sorry that life is a balance. I'm sorry that life is not perfection.
Yeah.
And so I've really been sitting in that. And recently some things happened in my family that, I mean, really hurt me. And I had to take, I hate to call it the high road, but I had to like oh, I gotta be the person who knows emotion. I am emotionally intelligent, so I have to push past what I'm feeling, even though they don't do that. But if you're gonna be the one that has the skills and the things and all of the, you get to enjoy a lot of luxuries by virtue of you being in that space. So you didn't think that it's not gonna come with times where you have to whatever. And so like, okay. So anyway, that's what I'm navigating. I'm like, man, you gotta accept all of it because it's gonna come with so long as we're living on this side of heaven. This is a Christian episode today. Hey, so long as we're living on this side of heaven, it's gonna come with both sides. And so accept the sides, baby, into the Lord. Crack
Yeah.
the sky. That's
I
it.
don't know if this relates, but I don't know if this relates, but when I was in the spirit and I was realizing that I am that I was like being led this whole time, what I realized that I can't do it in my own strength. What I can't do in my own strength is tame my tongue. And I can't though I might be saying what I am called to say, I still have to be strategic in how I say it, gracious, merciful, all the things.
All the
And
things.
frustrated with the call and having and not even frustrated with the call, but and not frustrated with the fact that I have to lean on God, but also being shown that I like you still have to lean on God for some things. Like and I think the reason why I've struggled with being in church and being in ministry and calling and all the things is because I feel like I have been told to, turn the other cheek and all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, but what about me, Jesus? And now I got to tap into vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And I'm like, I'm still wrestling with that. But like, now I got to
Yes.
tap into I go before you. And like, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I can see
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't know if it resonates, but I can see
No, I can't. No, last thing I'll say on that, and actually, we kind of spoke to it a few minutes ago, or several minutes ago. Honestly, we came up in a context where that we largely, not completely, but largely had to deconstruct from. And now that I have language for it, I know that that's what we did essentially. And so, what we deconstructed from, I think, and I don't want to speak for you too much, but I really do feel like we're in the same season in this regard, in the sense of what we deconstructed from, we left everything on the table. Like we gave it all away, almost, kind of like it's like a, I don't have to live by these. I don't have to live by, like, I don't have to depend. I don't have to do, not intentionally, but when it comes to deconstruction,
that.
then we just depended on ourselves largely and intellect, because
Yeah.
deconstruction requires a modicum of intellect, a lot of intellect. And so you
Yeah.
begin to just kind of lean and depend on your own intellect. But you can deconstruct from bad ideas and bad theology and bad practice and patterns and traditions while still having a full acknowledgement that, like, no, 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 that was the patterns, not the Lord. you don't,
Right.
you don't walk away from, you don't deconstruct from leaning and depending. You still need God, fool. Like, you still gotta tell him what you finna do or whatever. You gotta be like, Lord, all right, so thank you for that revelation. Now, what would you like for me to do? And for me,
Right.
this has been like a, oh God, yeah, let that stupid stuff go. Okay, I'll keep you posted when I make the next step. Wait, no, that's not how this works. I'm gonna let you know. Shout out. Like, that's not how this works. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You are spot on. You are spot on. Spot on. So many thoughts. Yes, I still need Jesus. And I'm realizing that. You're not
Yeah.
you're not perfect. Like you learned all this stuff and you got some flaws,
Here he
sis.
go. Here he
And
go. You learned it through me, stupid. I'm the one that gave you the push. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Lord have mercy. You are quite literally spot on. I don't even got nothing. I don't got nothing.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Your notes. Your notes.
Okay. Here on the What's on the Agenda podcast, we navigate all the things that have to do with Black women, culturally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, all the illies. And we navigate the nuance. This segment is, I don't even know what the segment's called no more.
Oh,
Is this called the nuance?
no, it's called What's on the Agenda.
What's on the agenda?
Yeah.
So in this particular segment, we navigate the nuance. Talk about the nuance
Mm-hmm.
of all the things that have to do with Black women.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to present something to the folks. So, offering, I am treading lightly because I respect the move of God that happened this weekend. I respect the woman of God and her vision. Lord, I'm talking like I just left church. Hallelujah. I
I love it actually. This is fun. This is fun for me.
yeah, so I'm treading lightly, and
Mm-hmm.
because we're honoring our podcast, and our podcast talks about the nuance, and we're giving nuance. Um Girl, before we get there, audience, I had to go back and watch our episode on B Simone because the girl complimented my haircut. And I was like, we might have been too hard. I said, oh, I gotta stop. We gotta, that might be why. Okay. The girl was sitting at the concession stand while I was getting my French fries. She was recording something. And I was like, oh, that looks like B Simone. Oh, that's B Simone. I'm just like, whatever. I'm supposed to be chill. She's like, I really like your haircut. Thank you. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, you need the Lord. Because we can't, you call to Black women, we got to be a little bit more gracious.
Wait, did you
Um,
listen to the episode though? Like, did we speak poorly?
I think I presented the episode, I think I presented the topic poorly.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
was like, Raven, imagine somebody pouring out your heart and you just be like, Jesus. I did go back and watch that episode and at least up until that segment of that, and I do think I still resonate with everything that I said.
Yeah,
I do,
I do too, but I hear you though. I just,
yeah, but also like I'm like she is growing
yeah,
and
yeah, that's fair.
trying to
True.
figure out this Jesus thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I did read a comment. Somebody said, I think you should pause on podcasting for a while and like heal and all the things.
Talk to be
And I
Simone.
was like, that might be legit, maybe. Um, did you hear it?
Wait, I'm saying you said somebody said that
Was it
on
going
her
out?
comments about her podcast.
Somebody's, yeah, because they were
Oh,
saying she's bleeding on people.
yes,
So,
I agree.
but
I agree.
anyway, I say I like to say, girl, Reagan, you don't know where you finna end up
Yeah,
or who
that's
finna
true.
compliment your hair. Okay. So be
But
a
but
little
but
bit more
but but
gracious. Okay. So I say that today. I'm treading really light. Go
yeah,
ahead.
just really quick. I think that is you're right. I think so that we need to be mindful and thoughtful and leave so that I think there is a space for thoughtfulness and honesty. That's all I'm saying. And especially, but I think this is where I will give us credit and you credit specifically again because y'all didn't hear this, but on off air I was just giving Morgan a lot of credit for just how much she just radically shifted my Black woman politic or evolved my Black woman politic, grew it and gave it to me, all the things. Anyway, I think you'll never hear, and if we have done it already, forgive us, but you'll never hear a vitriolic tone at all about Black women in any way here. You just won't. Not because maybe sometimes they will deserve it, I don't know, but we won't be the ones that give it. But anyway, saying that to say,
Yeah.
does that say that we'll be dishonest about things if it just absolutely requires our thoughts and perspective or whatever? No, we won't be dishonest, and we'll try our best at a very minimum to not be dishonest. But yeah, but I think at a very minimum, all that to say, you're right. Like, as much as we can steer clear from vitriol and mean spiritedness and judgment unnecessarily or whatever, yeah, we should definitely try even harder to do that. I agree.
Yeah. I think we gave the argument was fair on the
Mm-hmm.
argument. I think I just was too picky and a little too hard on it.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
fair.
yeah. So I'm treading lightly. But again, we embrace the nuance. So the first day they asked for an offering, which I didn't think was crazy. Like I think they did it it was led and all the things. And immediately Sarah gets on the stage and was like, we don't usually do offerings at Woman Evolve. Like this is new. We don't do that. I ain't never been a Woman Evolve, so I don't know. But but that also just spoke to the heart, you know. So then on this is what really spoke, I think, to the heart of like she loves God's people. The last day, Dr. Anita Phillips gets on the stage and we praying out a little bit, and she was like, I feel the Lord calling us to a fast. And the direction she was going in, I thought it was like really about to be really good. Like I thought she was about to say like, give up your, she's like, the fast that I'm calling you to is to an economic fast, and to give up something to if every person in the room gave $200, that would cover the financial deficit. And she was like, we're not about to have this woman of God believe in God and we right here, and she needs to clear her mind, you know, from the money and get back to the spirit. And I'm like, get that, right? And I thought we was about to like kind of make a pledge, like, because she was like, fast from like your Netflix and your gym membership that you ain't going to, and don't buy another book that you ain't reading, and all that stuff, right? And so I thought it was gonna be like, oh, by the end of the year, oh, she said, because she said from here until the end of the year, fast from that, and then you gonna have your $200. But then she flipped it and was like, give it in faith. And I struggle a little bit with money. I know that these things cost money. And also it was excellent. Like it was as unto the Lord. Like it was beautiful. Like the venues, one were clean. So shout out to State Farm Arena. I don't know if they paid extra, make sure the bathrooms were clean, but they was clean. The photo booths, like all the things were cute. And I also will say the tickets for next year have been released, basically sold out. Like I think only 200 level is available right now.
Wow.
And they're a little pricey. Girl, they've sold out last year the weekend. So she did say she was praying for a she was praying and seeing if we would be doing it 2 weekends in a row. I don't know. That just sounds like a lot on the team, on the people. And I'm just like, Lord, let the people rest, because you can't be caught up in the spirit that much. Like the physical body cannot do it. And I'm just like, and they was there all week praying for the, you know, the stadium and all the stuff. And I'm just like, that's a lot. Not the point of this conversation. The point I'm making is that it costs money to do this.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, because I was thinking like the prices for the tickets are a little expensive, but Black women gonna pay for places where they feel appreciated, loved, cared for, and don't let it be church.
And
so
encouraged.
Like this was not just church. Yes, it was also an experience. It was also just being able to feel like in community with people. Like it was that kind of like, so it was cultural. Like it's not just church. Like, and I guess it is church, because that's what that's what church is. So, but immediately Sarah gets on the stage after Dr. Anita Phillips and was like, we plan these things according to, we know that we're going to go into a financial deficit. We plan them knowing that this might cover it if we, you know, we set the prices based on like what is fair, economical to the economic climate that we in. I was like, you're saying all the right words, Sarah. Okay. So that also just spoke to me about, you know, she has a heart to how we talk about money in church as well, right? And the nuance that I'm bringing to this is, can we ask for money without it being tied specifically to like spiritual like things, right? Or like guilt, or like, because, and I say this because I wholeheartedly do not believe anybody should pour out their gifts, pour out their time, etc., without getting paid, because that's free labor. That ain't okay. We've been there, we done that. And I also believe in community. So if we love Sarah Jakes Roberts, we appreciate her for going to God on our behalf to deliver this message, to create this atmosphere, to curate this, using her discernment, using her her energy to do this. why can't we just say, hey, our sis don't have the money to pay for the rest of this? Why can't we just say, hey, everybody in here needs to pledge $200? Like, no guilt. You know, we just having a rent party. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we, like, or can we just do it in that way? Or and this is why my teetering between church and academics and all I've learned is like wrestling me right now.
Yeah.
Because I do believe in tithing and offering and stuff like that, but also I'm just like, if we a community, we want our sis name to be good in the, you know, in the earth, and we don't want her to owe nobody. Like, why we can't just say, like, set it up with, can y'all pledge $50 for the next 4 months and we have our debt paid off? Or what, or if you have it today, cool. You know what I mean? Like, without the guilt of it all.
Mm-hmm.
If that's making any sense.
Makes perfect sense. And honestly, this answer is like simple, profound, but still very simple, at least from my vantage point. I think you're 1000% right. And I think you are speaking something that hopefully the tides are already kind of turning toward, which is we don't got to do the coercion. We don't got to do
Yeah,
the
yeah,
convincing.
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't got to do the
yeah.
over spiritualization of money. Money is a requirement in any
Yes.
society, but especially a capitalistic one, and not only a capitalistic one, but one in which the church has mirrored all the capitalism tendencies and the things that capitalism
Right,
pushes us towards: bigger buildings, bigger, prettier windows, fancier
right,
screens, fancier smoke machines, dark lights, but lighting that does the,
right.
you light the ceiling and you light the parking lot, whatever. We love all of the
Mhm.
things that capitalism has pushed
Right.
us toward. And so
Mhm.
surely, we know that church costs money and events as lavish as Woman Evolve costs money. And
Mhm.
so we don't need the coercion. And more than anything, and it's the thing where some of this is just so much of the church just hasn't caught up, meaning the culture of the church, because I think we are individually doing our thing, but, or churches rather are doing individually doing their thing, but like so much of the church, black church in particular, is steeped on just traditionalism and the old guard, that we don't realize that the conversations that are being had about money and wealth and opulence outside of the church, ask these people for some money. Because the girls is
Right.
out the country, is
Right.
everybody's doing everything, got every bag that they can't afford, even whatever. And we can have a conversation about that separately. But the point is, ask them and have the conversation. And
Right.
as much as we want the conversations to evolve about whether or not the church is deserving or not, if we are just willing to have the conversations without the spiritual manipulation and the coercion, then I think we could potentially get not everybody, but the bulk of people on the bandwagon. Because if you have the conversations, or if you're on TikTok or anywhere else outside of church and sacred spaces, everything is about show off and money
Right.
and wealth and where'd you go and what are you doing and how much you spending. So yeah, we can miss the coercion. And final thing really quick, um just because I think history matters here, that coercive spiritual
Mhm.
manipulation, I don't, manipulation seems really harsh and mean to say here, but it was a form of manipulation. But not to say that everybody was just mean, they were trying to manipulate you out your money. But a lot of times,
Mhm.
if you have the, like you said, Sarah probably sitting in church, and think of all the ministry leaders of old who've probably done the same thing, sitting in church and you trying to enjoy the service, but you like, I gotta pay $100,000 bill before we leave out of this room tonight, and I am 600,000 short. Oh my, or whatever, right? Like that is a lot of stress.
Right.
And so when you have that level of pressure, just like any business owner, you got payroll and you don't got the money, but the people is fit and be like, where the money? That's stress and
Mhm.
pressure. And
Right.
you go to any lengths to
Right.
fix that, to close that gap. And so a lot of that coercion and manipulation, we already black community, since we're talking about black church specifically, comes from no money. And not in just no money, no infrastructure, no access to wealth,
Yeah.
no access to loans. Like it's a where we start off in deficit. So of course you gonna lead to manipulative
Yeah.
tactics. Sorry. Manipulative tactics and all the things. So I just wanted to give some history there. Like we are already a poor people. So I'm not even super mad. I get frustrated, but you got it. If our frustration with the black church has to be in context, you know. So anyway, yeah. So I see
Yeah.
how it could
Yeah.
lead to the coercion and the manipulation. And all I'm saying is, in closing, is that we can do away with that now and just be like, hey sis, we need it. Can you give it? Period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one thing I didn't say, but you did, was you'll end up doing stuff just to get the money paid. And I was like, you don't know who you might have to ask for money and
Mm-hmm.
what that might lead to. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to put nobody in no situation like that. Is literally prevention. That is literally harm prevention. And like I'll
Yes.
be talking about um at work, sex trafficking, we talk about sexual assault things, and a way of prevention for sex trafficking is some people get into sex trafficking because they didn't have money
Mm-hmm.
to like eat or stay, or and so they use what they had to get where they needed. So what we gonna do is make sure that the people in specifically Detroit, in northern Kentucky, that we're in community with, don't have to do nothing strange for a piece of change to, you know what I'm saying, and end up in a situation where they are unsafe. So same tactic. We're not finna do that.
We don't
But
have
also what you were saying was,
to. Mm-hmm.
yeah, what I was, if I observe correctly, women evolve, the women who come to Women Evolve got a little money. Okay? They got a little money. I'm pretty sure there was also a Beyonce. So it's like we are past that. Like we have the money. Like I'm not gonna say we have the money. I'm not gonna say everybody got the money.
Yeah.
But the girls, if
We
they
willing
committed,
to spend it.
they can find
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you even have to be like, y'all know y'all gonna get a tax write off for this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's make it plain for the folk.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, yeah,
I have been
yeah.
in places
Because
really
the
quick.
amount of
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I said the amount of sister locks I've seen at this conference, that in itself, okay, like that's a bill, all right, man.
Amen. Here I go. Amen.
Like,
No, baby, one, two, three, 7,000. By the time you're done with a sister lock, honey, yeah. No, the only thing I was going to say really quick though was that I have been. This literally happened to me this weekend. Like I just got back from Japan. I don't got a cent to spend nowhere. I don't got a. I can't afford to pay attention. Literally. But we went to this little farmer's market or whatever, whatever, and it was a little black girl. No, it's true. And it was a little black girl. She was, and I'm not saying that little like pejoratively. I'm saying because she was a sweet young black woman. She was young. She was probably in her early 20s, maybe
yeah.
late teens. Anyway,
Mhm.
she was selling. I kid you not, no shade to this baby girl because shout out to you, sis. I'm proud of you. But she was selling like candle wax or something, like something I do not need. And girl, I spent dang near all my money in that girl's
Mhm.
booth because it was a black woman, a black girl in an all white space, and she was a
Right.
young entrepreneur. Oh no, it was you know them things, the
Mhm.
wax burners. Basically, I don't own a burner. I don't need a burner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I will never use a burner. Whatever.
Don't got nothing to do with tax then.
I was like, "Oh, this one smells great. I don't need any of these things." I think I threw them. No, I'm just joking. Let me stop. Let me stop. But I'm gonna always support a black woman. So anyway, yeah, you're right. Even if we don't
Yeah,
necessarily have it, because yeah, black people do not have the capital. Even if people flex on the internet, nobody has it.
yeah,
However,
right.
our politic has always superseded what we got because we ain't had no choice because we ain't gonna never
Yeah,
have it. So you may as well.
right. We
We are
gonna make
not a
a way.
financial channel. We are
Like,
not a financial channel.
we gonna end up doing what she said anyway. She said, "Go ask somebody for the money." We gonna end up doing it. Like, just say we need the money, okay? Go ask
Listen,
your cousin to sell us some drugs. Never need the money, okay?
whatever works.
Whatever works. We are a community, okay?
We've been doing that, child. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
See, that's the
So yeah, we
problem.
was gonna do it
Y'all
regardless.
wrote your drug dealing cousins off. That's what the problem is. Mm-hmm. Yep. Shouldn't have did that. Mm-mm. They're destroying the community work.
I don't even got nothing to say to that. It's a complex. It's a hard knock life for us.
We just trying to make it. We just trying to make
Trying
it.
to make it everything I do. I do. I can't breathe. Oh my god! Listen, I have no judgment. Zero. Zero.
Listen. I'm I'm glad our ethic is the same. Just stop with just ask the girls for the money.
Facts. Just stop trying to
Just
stop
ask the
trying.
girls.
Here they go. Wait. We may as well do it. Hold on. Let's take a minute. I feel the spirit of God in this room. And no. Actually, no, let me hold on back. They'd be like, about a year ago.
Dang, she did start off with a story too.
Of course she did. Of
Wait
course.
a second, 'cause I gotta figure out what word she gave because it was a good word. It
I'm
was a
sure,
good word.
but the thing is, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Who knows? About a year, as you find it, hear this. About a year ago, we were in preparation for this conference, and I was warring and warring in my mind about all of the things, because what y'all don't know is I lay on my floor and I see each and every one of your faces. And so I ask God and I wrestle with God and I push the plate back and I say, God, you make it so. You like, and it just be this beautiful, and here I go. Okay, skip. Okay, how much? How much? How
Come
much?
on, just skip,
I
just
don't need.
skip it. Just skip it.
I don't
We
need.
know what's coming. We know what's coming.
or
Girl,
or
what
or
you
be
mean?
some testimony, and so and lo and behold, actually, to skip to the good part, that woman is no longer unhoused. Ooh, okay, whatever. How much? How much?
How much money do we need? Okay.
Girl, I am an HR director. How much money do you need?
And matter of fact, let's figure out how to not be in this situation next year.
Huh?
Okay.
Huh? Wait, no. Here, I'll take a step further. Baby, this is a room full of black daughters of black mamas and black family members who's all leeching off her anyway. How much? How
Right.
much?
Can we also talk about the fact that there were so like, and when I say this is a lot, that's because I know there were so many successful black women
Of
there,
course it was.
to the point where I noticed a change in how we preaching, because they were like, you caught up on your success. And I was like, yeah, because we now doing it in our own strength, because we have the degrees. Like, you talking to all these degree women with all this money who spend money like drug dealers.
What did they say? That's a $2 upcharge. Don't.
Okay.
Okay. And excuse me. And if you tell me that again, I'm gonna beat your.
Listen, a girl said, "Do you want some cold foam on your coffee this morning?" I said, "Sure." And then asked me if I wanted a breakfast. No, ma'am, you just got me on the cold foam. It's already a $9 coffee. Like, get away from me. Like,
Ma'am, especially when I was in DC, I spent $22 on a salad at least 4 days a week. Did I have that money? No, I did not. I was a federal worker, and I still spent $22 a week. So no, girl, we will spend it. Just ask us. Leave out the stories. I don't need a hymnal. Tell me what you need, and I'm gonna say yay or nay, because I actually, okay, yeah, we can, but like, final thought here for me anyway. Our politic is such that we love each other. We will do all the TV fighting and all this stuff. Yeah, black
yes,
women can be all the things, but that stuff, but it's still or it's still masking or overshadowing the true, like deep soulish realm politic that we have, which is, baby, we gonna always ride for a black
yeah,
woman. Have you ever been in a club with a black girl? Let's be clear, that like that energy
yeah,
that you get from black girls in the club, that is like a modicum of like, or actually no, it's a perfect indicator and depiction of our politic in general, which we gonna ride for a black girl. I don't care how mean we may be to each other, how messy, whatever. We're gonna
right,
always ride for the black girl in the room. Period. You don't got to do all of that. Maybe to other people you
yeah,
do. You don't got to do all that to us. How much, sis? That's it. How much, sis? That's it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. You ain't gotta come. You ain't gotta come lowly. No. And I think I'm in this moment, I'm realizing, like, I'm grateful for being out of the church to be able to see that is black women. Like, it's 20,000 women in here. Like, we can pull this off.
Mm-hmm.
We might not, but don't. But also, I think the problem with the manipulation is, like, don't because there might be somebody in there that's like, well, if I don't give, then what I receive this weekend won't come to pass. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Mm.
that's the spiritual part. That's just like,
It's
you
dangerous.
know,
Right. It's dangerous.
I don't,
Yeah, that's dangerous.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we should I think that should be the first I don't even know. That should be the first mandate of this new uh Christian life I'm about to live. We not doing that no more. No. Just ask for the money
Just ask.
and call it a day.
Just ask. Just ask.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that one.
Yeah, that was good. Um Girls who want to Woman Evolve, please be merciful in the comments. Please.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna hold you, and I'm gonna make sure that this episode gets to be known that it is a like title meaning that it is a reflection of that. Because I
Yeah.
know there's a lot of y'all up in that mud, so we is gonna get some traction just from that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Woman Evolve recap. All you gotta do. All you gotta do is Woman Evolve
Oh
recap.
yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just
Throw Sarah Jakes Roberts in there too in the search engine.
gotta get us at least a little thou wow, a little thou
Right.
wow. Yeah.
What they saying about Sarah? Okay.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Yeah.
no. This is not for likes of views. I mean, we want people to hear what we got to say, but
Yes, of course, of
like
course, of course.
um yeah. Yeah. So, um book suggestion. Um I don't even know. I think okay, so
Oh, go ahead.
can what go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Go.
The only no, I was gonna say I don't have one, but I will say, um, watch the video, and Morgan is also part of it too. My black woman in the church. Well, what is the name of
Mhm.
that video? I just think it would be so good because it literally speaks to everything we spoke to today.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
partnership.
I rewatched it the other night
Yeah.
because it was a new comment on there. Somebody was like, they act. Oh, that's why I asked you what that documentary was because a new comment was like, what's the name of that
Yeah.
documentary? So anyway, but yeah, send it to say it's called a complicated love story, black woman and her church, something like that. And anyway, it just gives a context to like just the history of black women in the church and like our relationship with it. But anyway, and in part two of that video, I go a great deal in Sarah Jakes and her evolution and Pastor CD Jakes and just all of the things. And I think, I mean, if you enjoy Woman Evolve, it has nothing to do with Woman Evolve, but it has everything to do with just like the history of it. And so if you enjoy Woman Evolve, I think you would enjoy it. Morgan and I talk a great deal about just the history and purity culture and all the things. And so if you like Black church and nuance and smart girl things, you'll enjoy it. So not a book, but a little bit of something. A video essay.
You should.
Yeah.
It is.
Hmm.
It's words.
Yes, it's words. It's words.
Um, you should tag your. You should do the tag on your video
Hmm. You're right.
on this
You're
video.
right. Okay.
Um, I'm typing in Ray Renee, and is that your name
On
on?
YouTube, no, it's Raven. It's Raven Renee. It's my full name.
Okay,
Mhm.
Raven Renee. Okay, I did Raven Martin, Ray Renee.
Mhm.
I was trying to get the name of the
I
video.
know. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think it's Black woman in her church or something like that. Girl, I don't remember.
Yeah, girl, what is happening? Okay, there we go. I got the Black Church Soul of America.
Yeah, that's the one. No, it's called. I think it's the one after that though.
Christian influencers. Oh, it's called A Complicated Love Story, Black Women in the Black Church. Black Women and Black Church.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
That one. That one.
Okay, plugging yourself 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even mean. I just think of it as a video essay, so you won't even have to read. You just listen to
Right.
words. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I told you I rewatched it the other day. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good video. So like I listened to her, and not only that, I was like, I call in the experts, and like you came in with such. I was like, it really is really good. Seriously, like that sounds so arrogant, but it really is really good. So
I'm gonna have to go rewatch it
yeah,
then
you gotta
too.
rewatch it. It's really good. But yeah, so that's a good one.
Yeah. Speaking of rewatching, I was sad because I am not this person that I am had I not been exposed to other womanist theologians or other black women who have just made ruffle feathers, honestly. And one of those is Candace Bimbo, and she was at Woman Evolve, and I didn't see that until it was too late. And she just posted a video of Pastor Jamal Bryant giving her flowers, and saying that she was ahead of the game,
Mhm.
and also saying that like genius will never be, what do you say? Genius will never be famous,
Yeah, he did.
or
He did. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she, um, yeah, yeah. And we were just talking about how she has she changed things like in her book Red Lip Theology. He actually went back to her syllabus that she made on Lemonade with Beyonce when that came out. And I think that went viral before viral was like a
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um and she also she's slick, like a not slick. She's a heavy hitter. She
Big
interviewed
time.
um huh?
I was saying big time. Yeah.
Yeah. She interviewed Jasmine Sullivan when Hotels came out. Yeah, I forgot about
I didn't
that.
know that.
Let me make sure. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure she did.
I mean, you're probably
Um,
right. I just didn't know.
pretty sure she did.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, I literally typed in Candace Bimbo and KevonStage came up. Da, 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 da. I'm so
Well,
I don't like this new YouTube. Cause why are you showing me shorts first?
they love doing
She
it.
interviewed. It was an article. It wasn't a YouTube video. It was an article. But she did interview Jasmine Sullivan. Um. Anyway, hearing her talk about hearing her, seeing her post that, and seeing her that she was at Woman Evolve, I was like, let me go reread Red Lip Theology. So that is on the reread uh shelf
Okay. Okay.
at the moment. Red Lip Theology.
Yeah, that's
So
the
that's my
name.
book
That's the name.
suggestion. I have read it, and I think it's a yeah. That's I think that's a great book if you are going to be a follower of the podcast. You got to read Red Lip Theology.
Yeah.
Um, because um we is it safe to say we're not fundamentalist
Yeah.
Christians?
Definitely. Definitely.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
so just an exposure to a different uh, different theology. There are different theologies out here. And I think that's a good introduction because it's cutesy, it's girly, and
Hmm. I agree.
it's talking about some stuff. And I think Raven was saying she read the chapter about sex, and I was like, that's probably why I was drawn to it, because that was when I was deconstructing sex before marriage and all the stuff. So um yeah, that's the book of the week.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, that's perfect. And
Yeah.
since we're on it, I do want to just since I want to give her her moment too, because it in the event that all of this could be clipped and stuff for her, Candace did turn the tides. The book suggestion, the author of the book
Yeah,
that
she
Morgan
did.
just suggested, rather. Candace, you turned the tides, girl. You turned the tides before the tides were prepared to even be turned.
Yeah.
And oftentimes greats and giants don't get their just due in their day. And you
Yeah.
didn't. But thankfully, you're still here with us and you're thriving more than ever. And so, shout out to you for turning the tides before we were even prepared for where that tide would be turning. You killed it, girl. I was only introduced to you because another woman who was influenced by you introduced me to her, Morgan, right? Bury the lead. But and just how much you challenged all and continue to challenge all of our theology at a time we weren't even ready for, a girl. Shout out to you. Love that for you. Um
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I think we were talking in our pre-show that how lonely it can be when you are
Uh-huh.
the one turning the tide and by yourself,
Mhm.
and hearing when the Lord is saying, I'm doing a new thing, and what you're hearing is from God, and you have to believe this is what I'm hearing from
Mhm.
God, and thus says the Lord, and I'm not going to let up off of it, right? And how lonely lonely that can be, and then also that you still love God and God's people,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
my Lord.
I'm sorry. Yes, that is one. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, because that just turns me. Yes, yes. Sorry.
That's it. That you love God and love God's people. Like still. So and 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 just going back to the money thing. Like we've got to like when these black women are literally pouring out and being in lonely seasons and fasting and praying on the behalf of other folk, like, yeah, you can just ask for the money. You can just ask for the money.
Sad.
You ain't gotta do it. Like, I'm just thinking about the energy of that. Like, I can't imagine the weight. And that's why I am came in here crying in Desmond's arms because I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine
Yeah.
the weight of that. Like,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, you can ask for money. You don't need that bogged down on you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. To whom much is given, much is required. I have so many
Yeah.
competing thoughts in my mind right now because I'm thinking also what you said about Woman Evolved, the fact that they even were willing to be seen and coupled with the likes of a Candace, which there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with her or her politic or anything, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
traditional church energy that you
Mhm.
would think that that would buck up against that, but that speaks volumes even the more. The fact that they not only were willing to be partnered with her, but pay her, because I'm sure she got paid for what she did this weekend. And so,
Well,
like,
she was a
oh, go ahead.
booth. I don't know. I think she was a booth,
Yeah, but
like
I feel
in the
like
expo.
yeah, she was, but no, no, no. She was like, I'm here with women involved in the mental health matters section, or I'm butchering it, but it was like their mental health. So I think, I mean, I don't want to say, go to her page, you'll see like tonight, like if you go to her page, I think she was on payroll. I think she was on payroll.
Oh, that's,
Remember, because
oh,
even
that's
the interview
crazy.
that she did do with Jamal, like I think that was all on part of the conference. Like I think she was
Yeah.
like a part of the conference, and you know how like they have the celebrity interviewers or whatever. I think that's what she was doing. So,
Mm,
but that's what I'm saying. For her to even be representative, if I'm not wrong, I think I'm right, but that speaks volumes a little bit to Sarah's politic and like
yeah.
shout out to her. I'm not kidding. Even when I saw that, so hearing what you're saying tonight, I was happy. But even when I saw that, I was already like, Sarah, Sarah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good. I love
I
it.
think when I saw that she was there, I was like, "How are you here?" Not how are you here because I know
I know
she's
what you
here
mean. I
because
know
she's
what you
here
mean.
and she's Candace Bimbo. I mean, like, how are you reconciling? Because I read your book. How are you reconciling that book and your theology? And I follow you on Facebook and I've had conversations with you.
Mm,
How are you reconciling all of this and being in this space, right? And
mm.
I'm still figuring that space out, right? Because I'm not, that's why I was saying I was very pleasantly surprised with some of the stuff that was being said. Um, so I was kind of like, huh, huh, yeah,
Because you can't
yeah,
love because you can't love God and not love God's people. And I don't say that pejoratively. I say that as like a conviction to myself, as like a realization, as like a let's pause and let's let that resolve. I don't care how mad
mhm,
they make you. I don't care how
yeah,
frustrated you get with the flawed nature of humans. You can't love Jesus and not love his wife. Period. Or whatever.
yeah,
However you classified her, you can't love the Lord and hate the thing that he created and loves most dear. And
yeah.
like again, conviction to myself. Go ahead.
Mhm. No, Desmond, we was talking about Desmond always is trying to figure out how I could still love God the way I do and the racism that existed in the church
Mhm.
and how they use the Bible to harm black people. And I said simply they we're not serving the same
Come
God.
on. Come
Like
on.
we're not.
Come on.
Like that's as simple as it
Yep.
is because my God is liberating, my God is not oppressed. Like we might all say this we're all Christians, but we're not saying this, we're not serving the same God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if we're being honest with you, see, I think people would try and classify that as anti-intellectual, but I think the opposite is true, which is it would be anti-intellectual for me to say, "Oh, I'm not going to worship this God because they do it this way." So you think that something that's already intangible, meaning God, any God like figure at all, something that is already intangible in the way that it is because they worship it in different ways and maybe in the incorrect way, I'm going to relegate all of my thoughts, perspectives, and even worship of it
Right.
to how they do it. That's so basic and one dimensional and dumb. And I'm not judging anybody, but I want you to see how much that's actually not the smart. You think you being the smart one by walking away. No, the smart thing would be to say is no, the world is multidimensional, multifaceted, and people make different choices, and their choices are not necessarily like the smart thing
Right.
would be to actually see the nuance and the complexity of it and still make a choice based off of your stuff and not theirs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like, so yeah, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what that. Never mind. I'm not getting into that. Yeah, I just need to read some more
Oh,
books.
I know. So there.
Actually, Sarah said rest
Yes.
and be listening for the voice of the Lord. She said, no, she was like, don't go home and wreck your life. Please, just please take a moment.
No, see, you really making me shout out to Sarah. Like, honest, if y'all heard nothing, I'm glad she hidden all of the things. Cause yeah, people do leave conferences and be like, I'm about to quit my job. I'm about to leave my husband. I'm never talking to that girl again. Well, hold on. You're in the hype right now. Your emotions. So as a therapist, what we
Mhm.
call that is serotonin. And the serotonin is really high right now. So I need you to let it settle and then make choices.
Right.
Yeah.
And then yeah. She was like, listen to the voice. She's like, I don't know if it's gonna come in a still small voice or if it's gonna come like a mighty wind. Listen, rest. I was like, you better know your people, okay?
Right. No, seriously, right. Okay, let me find, but you said they all sold out. Let me see if I got a plug somewhere, child. Let's see if I can find me a plug.
They might we still got the friend level. You just gonna be up in
In
the
the
balcony.
rafters. In the
Okay.
raft.
You gonna be up there.
That's fair because that's all I can afford on, and I barely
Gonna
can
be up there.
afford that, Lord. Be a financial regulator.
Listen, they had an overflow section too. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because I
Because they sold out so
listen,
fast
I don't
last
mind
year.
being in the Starbucks section with my little frap watching it on the television screen. I don't mind at this point. I don't
Right.
mind. I don't mind. The Capital One section, wherever I gotta be. Wells Fargo. I did see all that Wells Fargo. Oh, that's another conversation. That's another
Girl.
conversation. Because she's talking about when I saw that video.
Can we really
Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. No, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm just saying when I saw that, she's talking about, and we had a great time in the Lord thanks to Wells Fargo. I said, well.
Who said that? Please don't say me. Who said that?
I mean, she did a little promo video for Wells Fargo. I'm sorry. With her good wig on, because baby, that wig was wigging. It looked good. It looked good. That's another thing. Seriously, shout out
Girl,
to her
the
hairstylist. I'm
wigs.
not gonna lie. Her hair I ain't never seen her hair slip. I mean, except when it literally slipped. But even still,
That one time. That one time. The Lord was still working, okay?
baby,
And she said it better not happen
when
again.
she went, remember she went like Auburn. No, her wigs be serving for real. But yeah,
Like,
she said, no, 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 no. And Wells Fargo was with us every step of the way, or something to that effect. I was like, okay, that's a bit
yeah.
much, but yeah.
I was telling my mom because they had this segment. We gonna end this episode, y'all. Actually, two things. Another little thing. She was talking about now when we was ending. She was like, we are. She said, I know we've been talking about free. The whole theme of the conference was freedom. She said, I know we talking about freedom. She said, but I need y'all to be a slave to the message y'all got. And I said, Sarah, you talking to me right now? She said, now I ain't talking about the cultural transatlantic slave. I'm talking about back before that happened when they would when they would trade people or what, not trade people, but like you won over to get my land, so now I got your
Okay.
people. She said, the Lord has won you over and I need you to be slave to. I said, okay, because you Lord. I was like, Lord, because slave and me, okay. All right, you've cleared it up. Okay, anyway. So, the Wells Fargo thing. So they were talking about some economic freedom. What?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, like I'm listening,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. They had some economic freedom things that like the intermissions or whatever, and they had two black women who who talked about one owns franchise of McDonald's, one owns a franchise of Burger King. And I'm like, I would love to franchise something, right?
Mhm.
And I leaned up to Ace and I was like, I can't do fast food.
Mm-mm.
I was like, that's gonna kill my people.
Mhm.
And Ace was like, well, what about ice cream? Ice cream is one thing. McDonald's, I don't know. Okay. So literally, I look up the two restaurants that I absolutely love that are not in Cincinnati. Heine Brothers Coffee is only in Louisville, Kentucky. They do not
Yeah.
franchise because of quality control.
Mhm. Mhm.
I said Then Sweet
Yep.
Greens. I only get it in Chicago. They do not
For the
franchise.
same reason.
And I say,
Yep.
you know what?
Yep.
It's because they have ethics. And I was like, and that's why I like them. And that's why the food is good. And I'm just like, yeah.
Wait, the fact that you
Yeah.
looked up
So
franchising
also the wrestling with that. So I was just,
the fact that you looked up franchising of Sweet Green, I literally did the same thing, and yes, same. I found the same thing to be true. Yeah, and actually, when I was actively, I slowed down now, but yeah, when I was because of this realization that you're talking about, when I was looking up for Sweet Green and just franchising stuff in general, the restaurants that don't
mm-hmm.
the restaurants that don't is the restaurants who actually care about quality control and quality. Yeah, so quality of
Yeah.
product, quality of service, quality of name. And like, no, I created this because
Yeah.
of a love and a passion for whatever industry this
Right.
specifically is, and not for the purposes of absorbing an amounts of wealth. And obviously, what I'm not trying
Yeah.
to act like Sweet Green don't care about making money or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like,
Right.
yeah, you can always get a venture capitalist to come in and be like, I can grow you by 500%. That's not the only reason I did
Who's
this.
gonna be next?
It's not like, ugh.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was part of that. And I was just like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
it's rubbing up against my ethics.
Yep.
So
Yep.
guess I ain't franchise nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But shout out to the girl shout out to whoever you talking about at the, like, shout out to you,
Yeah.
sis. Like, we do not judge black women here, especially in that regard. You cannot do any wrong. Okay, stop saying that.
I mean, one of them now owns part or owner of the Milwaukee Bucks,
Oh,
and I was like, oh, period. That's an NBA fan,
right.
and she a black woman,
Dang. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
right?
Yeah, like,
So,
you can't you what's this, even though we didn't do it, but I always forget the saying, but I'm a butcher it. But a point essentially, it's you can't, it's like the tools of the oppressor, whatever. I'm not judging the tools you use to get out. So I don't.
the master's hands cannot dismantle the master's tools cannot dismantle the master's house.
Yes, which actually dismantles my point right now, but
You know what? We trying,
you
okay?
trying. That's the point. That's the point. I ain't judging whatever tools my girl used. That's what I ain't gonna do.
If the white man can do
If
it,
the white
let
man.
me not. Let me. Who said that? Who said that? Who said it? I don't remember who said it, and I don't want her words to be in vain because she wasn't
Her
wrong.
words to be in vain. Her words to be in. Yeah, take
She
Morgan
wasn't
back to
wrong.
church. Put her back on the front row. She been running. She been running from the Lord for a long time, and she is tired now. She tired her Lord. I don't want her words to be in vain. Okay, Mother Moore.
I don't, because she not wrong. The master's tools cannot
No, that is
dismantle the
true though. That
master's
is
house.
real. That's real. But anyway, yeah. But other than that, all of that to say, that corporate piece, I was like, well, girly girl. But overall, I get it, and do your thing. And so long as her tone and her ethic and her politic was still reflective of like being pro black woman, pro poor people, and it
Yeah,
definitely sounded
yeah.
like it. Um,
Also,
yeah.
the because that one thing I really do struggle with is the with like the entrepreneur talk is that everybody's not gonna be an entrepreneur. And one of the one who does own the Milwaukee Bucks, she did tell a story about how like she had an employee that worked so hard, and she said, I'm gonna give you a restaurant. And she said, I don't want that. That's not my gift. You know what I'm saying? And we need to talk about that more. She's like, we'll take a raise though. But having a restaurant and being the leader is not my gift. I can assist. And I'm like, that is what we need to start talking more
Mhm.
about.
Mhm. And the dignity and beauty in that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
especially, and we need to do that mostly because this actually could be its own episode, but because, like, we glamorize that stuff anyway. And with the
Mm-hmm.
microwave nature of social media and just how we engage now, we don't even have the capacity, hate to say it, to even really grapple with the weight of entrepreneurship and what all that even means. So I think we only
Yeah.
have the competency oftentimes to see the beauty of it. Beauty, and I really do put that in air quotes. Please hear me good. Like, girl, if you don't work, you don't eat. And I'm not even full, like, I don't have the business. I just work
Literally.
for myself. And literally, that 2 weeks that I've been gone, I'm like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, I literally cut everything I have monthly in half because if I don't work, I literally do not eat. I mean, okay, that's dramatic, but I just mean like there is no money coming in for the days I did not work because I work for my. That's it's just not all it's cracked up to be, and I don't even
Yeah.
fully work for myself. Is my point. So like, yeah, no.
Yeah. And then, yeah. And then if you have the responsibility of other people's households and their children and their people,
A
like you
payroll.
got lives in your hands. Like, right?
Because
You
whether or
gotta go
not the
find the
money is
money.
there, because whether or not the money is in that account, those checks got to go
I got
out.
a contract. You gotta give me my money. Okay?
Girl,
I
yeah.
need my money.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, Jackie Ina was also at the
You did
conference. She was
good.
part of the one of the Wells Fargo talk.
She did
And I was
good.
like, I had this new, yeah, I had this new scent. There was this Texas based person at the vendor at the expo, and I was like, Jackie Ina has a. I was telling Asa, I was like, Jackie Ina has a scent, and because we was talking about how people can put scents together, and I was like, how do we do that? How did that? And I was like, the only reason why I haven't gotten Jackie Ina is because I haven't smelled it. And this was day one. Day two, she came out. I said, I was about to go get a snack. I said, that's Jackie Ina. Because I would completely missed that they said Jackie Ina. And then her face flashed. I said, that's Jackie Ina. Like, that's how I found out about the Capitol. So I was like, I'm so glad I did not walk away, because that's when I found out that they was doing the little Capitol thing.
Yeah.
So
She did her big one with this one. Shout out to you, Sarah. Seriously, in closing, shout out to you.
yeah.
Shout out to you for real. She did a big one.
Okay, I'm
I mean,
yeah.
no, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
That
good.
yeah. Any of the girls saying anything?
I haven't gotten anything this week. I mean, I haven't really. No. Oh, because I was trying to think. I mean, I was like, again, this is minuscule, and I think until we, and maybe even when we do become like all of the things, I'll still feel it. But like, each video has just been doing really good. Like, just meaning like, I don't know if you've paid attention, but things are. Uh-oh, can you hear me? Yeah, the videos
It's
are
choppy,
doing.
but I can hear you.
They're okay. Yeah, the videos are doing good. Is my point. That's all, and I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also the topic this week was kind of somber. We were talking about um the weightiness of Sealy and beauty standards and beauty things, and so the topic was probably somber. But also we was just randomly talking. So I didn't get anything in there. Not too much, but
No, but what I'm
so
saying, no, but what I'm saying though is like on YouTube, like, and it could just be also just a part of a trend. Again, if you look at our videos are starting to just consistently get like, I think it's a lot to do with TikTok though too, which you told me that a while ago, how TikTok will just push us, but I couldn't have
yeah.
known until I seen it for myself. Because if you go look at the video this week, from the previous one, it's doing good. So that's all.
Yeah. So that's on the What's the Girl Saying. Not much. They're not saying much right now, but it's okay. Um, I think that's an episode.
Think that's an episode. That's good. I'm glad this was good, and especially because y'all don't know we're recording this Sunday night. It's 12 o'clock where Morgan is, 12:30, and it's 11:30
Yeah.
where I am. So it's late, and this was fun. It was just a good debrief. I hope y'all enjoy this actually, because I enjoyed this conversation, the
Yeah.
reflection.
Yeah. Thank y'all for walking with us.
Absolutely. Love, peace, love, and hair grease, black girl. Bye. I can't press you guys.
Bye. I got it.